Hello everyone, what's going on? And in this video today we will be doing a photo shoot with a car, and I will be showing you how I take the photos, find a location, edit the photos, and the end result. So maybe you can take some inspiration from this video. That is my primary goal, but yeah, let's just get to it. So once you're at a location with the car, you want to get your camera, obviously. Some nice creative angles. So try to find things you can put in the foreground and background, but always make sure the car is focused. Also shoot with the viewfinder. The examples though, I'm going to shoot with the screen. So yeah, just stuff like that. Then yeah, I'll cut back to the editing. Alright, so after you've taken some shots, sorry I didn't actually really take much footage of me taking some shots, but pretty much what you want to do, search for creative angles, make sure you're shooting in manual and live view just to double check before you take a photo, because sometimes you'll just use the viewfinder and find that when you get back all your photos are underexposed or overexposed or something's wrong. So you always want to, well, what I do is just viewfinder, kind of gives you a live view of what's going on. Some of the shots I got, obviously we went to a private road after, so got shots like that. Those are just the focus points. So yeah, I'll get back to my computer and show you how I edit these. Alright, so once I have all of the photos imported, it'll go to my downloads thing and it'll automatically select all of the photos that were just imported. So what I do, just open with Photoshop. I don't use Lightroom, although I have it. I'd prefer to use Photoshop. Photoshop just works better. Camera Raw, I really like Camera Raw. And then also, it's literally just, yeah, I just prefer it. So what I'll do now is, because I usually take quite a few shots of the car from a certain angle, I'll go through the shots from each angle and usually select one or two that turned out really clean, don't have many people in the background, seem perfectly exposed, etc. And yeah, I'll go through all of them. These are all the shots I got just from today, 149. So it takes a while to go through, but you just have to be patient. And once I've sorted through that, I'll tell you through my editing style. Alright, so first thing I usually do is go to the individual color adjustment things. And for the yellows, I like to do -64. For the greens, -100. I don't really like the greens in my shots, to be honest. I like just fixing them up a little. For this, I usually do +27. I'll do -27 for that. And -80 for this. And then usually +77 for this. For the saturation, usually I'll just leave reds and the oranges as is, but when it comes to the yellows, I'll do -33. For the greens, I'll do -76. For the aquas, I will do -41. Blues, usually I like to do -67, -100, just for both of these. So it ends up looking something a little like that, obviously very underexposed. So from here, I'll go over to this one. And usually I shall make the blues kind of 10, 11-ish, and then this about -13. And that is what my shot ends up looking like. Obviously very underexposed at the moment. So what I'll do, crank this up to 5700 in warmth. Obviously increase the exposure. As you can see, it's looking quite a fair bit better now. That's before, after. Kind of gives a bit more of a, I don't know, it just gives a bit more of a warm kind of feel. I just like this style of editing a little more because it's, I don't know, there's just something about the colours, it really works for me. It's not for everyone, of course, but this is just obviously how I edit my photos. So obviously just adjust the sky a little here, something like that, shadows a bit. I don't really like shadows too much. I like the colours to be, well, the kind of shades to be very even, unless there's a particular, so obviously the side, but also I'd like the front to be fairly, you know, obviously visible. Obviously whites, blacks as well. Usually I don't really mess with that actually. Texture, usually I'll just bump this up to 15, obviously not massive improvement, 15. It just kind of gives the photo a bit more depth. And then dehaze, I'll stick it on 8 or 5 usually, depending on exactly what I feel like. And there we go, there's one of my shots. I'll do the same process again with a different style of shot. Alright, so by doing that, obviously we have this shot, which I'm actually pretty satisfied with, but obviously we can enhance it a little more. So let's just say, put that to 5,700, makes the ground a little warmer, just making it a little bit better. Obviously, just the exposure, just how I want it. I don't really play with the contrast too much. Highlights all the way down, turn the shadows up a bit for now. Obviously texture at 15, clarity at 15, and then I play around with the dehaze a bit, see what works. This one was 15, this is 25. Maybe lower it a tiny bit, 22 seems fine. Raise the shadows a bit, just so you can see the rear of the car a bit more. Let's see, this one, it's looking pretty similar. Obviously, don't want to play around with this too much, maybe -10. Yep, pretty satisfied with that. Obviously, I do all the tilting and things later on, so I'll show you exactly how I do that, but yeah, that's how it's looking so far. Pretty satisfied with the results I'm getting so far, to be honest. That's what it looks like before enhancements, after enhancements. Obviously it doesn't look as dramatic on this camera, but in real life, it's quite good. So, of course, we went to 2 locations. So, for the forest shots, or the private road shots, kind of, I don't think I'll mess around with the temperature too much, it'll just be the exposure and the contrast, etc. Keep that around there, shadows up a bit, to 15, I always put texture and clarity to 15, it's just preference of mine, I think it just works the best. Doesn't overdo it, doesn't underdo it, it's just a perfect balance, I think. And there. So, obviously, you know, my camera's not going to really pick it up too well, but pretty satisfied with these shots actually. Yeah. So after I've edited all the photos, what I do, select all of them, and open images. 76 images selected. Right. I took quite a few, so this is going to take a while. Yeah, all you have to do is really just wait for it to import all the images, which will take a while if you're importing 76. So from here, pretty much what I do, just enhance the images a tiny bit more, go around some of the things in the background and just content aware them, just so they just look better, and just, yeah, export them. This is a half an hour process for 76 images, at least that's how long it took me, and yeah, it's not a fun process. I suggest listening to music or something whilst you do it, but yeah, it's just something you have to do. So I'll just show you the results. By my side. You know some of the shots, and yeah, you pretty much know how I edit my photos. So yeah, take inspiration from this video, copy my style if you so desire. I don't really mind. My primary goal for this video was to just show you guys how I edit and maybe give you some inspiration to how you can edit your photos, or just take some tips away from this video, and I hope I've done so. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, so goodbye.